check out the Patreon and gain access to all the source code. Have you ever wanted to make other classes learn other classes' abilities? Well, today I'll be showing you how to do that. As you can see here, I have the Starfire, which is a Druid spell, but I'm a Warlock. As you can see here, Warlock. But I can train it, and then I can basically just go here and kill stuff with it and use it. So that's what we will be covering today. See you in the video. First thing you want to do is want to go to the server build, and then data DBZ, and here you want to find the one called skill line. The reason we want to look first at the skill line is because here you see the frost, fire, arms, combat, subtlety, and swords and stuff. So here's all the skills. These are the IDs for each skill. And as you see here, we will want to go down to any of the Warlock ones. So let me see if I can find one of the Warlock found here. So let's just take, let me see here, let's take Destruction. So 39 or 593, right click it, view in it, text editor, Control A, copy with Control C, and now we have that. This is just where we want it to be under, but you can put it under anything under the Warlock. But I will just put it on Destruction. Now, that's all for this one. So let's close it, just to make it easier. Next, we want to go into skill line ability. Click load. And now, what we want to do is that we want to go all the way to the bottom, here. And you see here, I have one already, which I showed in the video at the start of the video, but I will delete this and then we do it at the start again. So here, right click, say copy line, paste here, say paste line. Now I have the line, but now I lost the number, but it was 593. Next, you want to write the spell ID here of the spell you want the player to learn. So what we want to do is open the spell editor, and I will do more in-depth videos on it with the help of EdK. So here, what we want to do is want to search for the spell. So I showed Starfire, and you find Starfire 2912 ID. What you want to do now is that you basically just want to write it in here. So 29, like that. Now we have all this done. Of course, for the class mask, that will be the mask of a Warlock. And I will flash up here what each of the masks are, and I will even put it down in the description so everyone knows it. But I have, for safety here, I have my little text document with it all. So you can see here, Warlock is 256. So what you want to write here is 256. That's all. The min skill line rank and stuff is, I don't really know what it is, but feel free to play around with them and figure out how they work and what they do. So that's all basically in here. So hit Control S to save, and we close it. Now, the last thing we want to do is we want to go into the database and do the changes too. So hide SQL and let it load. Yep. So here I open the database. Now what you want to do is npc_trainer, and you see the trainer here. Click data, and now what you will see here is you will see a bunch of these with the minus here. So let's just go to the bottom here. So down here, oh no, not down here. Let me show you how this actually works. So you see all of these while I start my server here. So let me start the server and then I can show. So here, all of these IDs where you see 16253 has a minus 202,004. That's because this is the NPC ID. This connects them to the skills down here they want to train. So let me show you here. Let's go into WoW, and then I can show what I mean here. Here we go. So now let's run over to our trainer over here. And what we want to do is just write .npc info. And now you can see the creature entry ID 456 or 459. What you now do is that you check in here for 459. And let's see where she is. She is right here. So we know that this NPC, if we want to add spells to her, we would need to do it on the 200,009. So let's scroll down to that. And they are normally at the bottom. And remember to click show all if you can't see them all. So here we go down. Where's 9? Where's 9? Here. Here's 9. So here you can see I already played around with adding some stuff here in here. Yeah, here's the one I added. So as you can see, the spell ID. So let me delete that just so you can see how we are doing it. So delete it. Next, what we want to do now, 200,009, we want to add a spell here. So the first thing is just to make it easier for ourselves. We can see the required level is 1 here. What you can do is just click here, right click on it, and then say duplicate a row with keys. And now we have a duplicate of it, and it's already required level 1. Of course, change it if you want it to be required level 90, not 90, sorry, 80 and stuff. So here, what we want to do is we just want to put in our spell ID. So that's 2912. And that's basically all. Now save it here, close it here, log out here, because we want to make sure the client reads the new patch. And I will shut down the server. So now all we want to do, of course, always take your skill. So always take those two, since we only edited in the server, but copy these two, go into your server build, data, and the patch. So that will be in here. Control V, replace if you have them, but don't replace if you already changed a bunch in them. Then change the one in your client. So now we can start WoW and we can start the server. So let's do that. So start server first. I will start the WoW client and write admin as my login here. Next thing we want to do is we just want to, let's create a new Warlock just for safety. So we don't have already the spell after the showcase. So let's go in here and let's see. Of course, we would need some money. So .money. Now we have 800 gold. Let's see. And sure enough, under destruction we have Starfire. You can click train on it, and then you can basically use it now. If I could hit. That's a new one. I've never missed with it. Yeah, so now that works as intended. And that's basically all for this video. The thing I would like to note here is that if you try to give like a healing spell with mana to a player or a class, like a warrior who doesn't have mana, you would need to go into the spell editor and copy the spell and just change the resource. So instead of mana, change it to rage or change it to nothing. So that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you in the next one.